Good morning to all the students, study center coordinators, regional center staff, and other stakeholders. On behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center Visakhapatnam, I welcome you all for this webinar. The year of Baba Sahib Ambedkar's 70th Mahaparinirvan Divas. IGNOU all the time celebrates and remember the great personalities who has contributed for the development of our nation. As a part of it, we are remembering the contribution and the work done by the great Indian leader, Dr. Baba Sahib B.R. Ambedkar. It is every citizen's responsibility to remember such a great personalities who has sacrificed their life, entire life, for the benefit of the society. Now we are all taking the free breath, and also we are getting the equality, either it is a social equality or political equality, and of course in the some space still we are having the discrimination as well as the inequalities. Dr. Baba Sahib B.R. Ambedkar is having the great vision. That's why his contribution really reflects in our great Indian Constitution. His ideas, his views, keeping all the segment of the society in his mind, the Constitution has been prepared. It is a real tribute. Once we follow the philosophy and ideology of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, then we will become as a great Indian citizen. Today, we are having speaker Professor B. Ishwar Rao from the University of Hyderabad, who is having the lot of teaching experience, at the same time who has done extensive research on the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Before I invite the speaker, let me invite our Senior Regional Director, Dr. Dharma Rao, who is all the time supporting the students, at the same time encouraging the regional center staff to organize this type of activities which are going to help the students as well as the society. Now I request Dr. Dharma Rao, please give the initial remarks on today's webinar.
Thank you. Thank you. All students, faculty, and for this August gathering. As you all aware, Mahaparinirvan Divas, it is commemorated on the 6th December, the death anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And the significance of this Mahaparinirvan Divas, it is also attached to the Buddhist ideology, which has been taken by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar before his death. And the main intention in conducting such kind of activity on this day is to create some awareness among the students to know something about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's life, his work, his legacy, and his contribution to building the democratic India. Today, what we are observing in the country, what we are experiencing in the country as a democratic country, that is all because of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his contribution to the Indian Constitution. Very recently, we have also organized the Constitution Day. That day also, we have remembered Dr. B.R. Ambedkar for his legacy. And mostly the students, they are not aware of many ideas and the vision of great leaders of this country, and these kind of opportunities will be helpful for the students to get some knowledge about the country that is India. And when we talk about this Mahaparinirvana Divas, we need to ensure that to promote social justice, equality, and empowerment, both socially and educationally, empowerment. These are the basic principles which are dealt by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in his whole lifetime. So this is an opportunity for us to understand the very point of the social justice and how we can take this ideology in our life in building the nation. So I think this session will be very helpful for the students as well as the faculty. And we are very proud to have our chief speaker, Professor B. Ishwara, from Hyderabad Central University. He's a colleague of mine and Dr. Krishna Rao also. And I warmly welcome him once again and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Dr. Krishna Rao, please take the discussion forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dharmarao, for your brief introductory remarks. Let me take the opportunity to introduce today's speaker, Professor B. Ishwar Rao, who is presently professor in the Department of History, University of Hyderabad. I feel very happy and also introduce our friend, our senior, and also we had very great time at the University of Hyderabad, who also actively involved in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's Student Association, where who also contributed a lot for the benefit of the community. I'm really happy to introduce Professor B. Ishwar Rao. He has completed his PhD in 2007, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, IIT Madras. After completing his Masters and MPhil from the University of Hyderabad, he has successfully completed his doctorate at the IIT Madras, and he started his career as a assistant professor at the Assam Central University, and then he has spent more than the 10 years of the service as an assistant professor. Later, he has joined associate professor as an associate professor in the Department of History at University of Hyderabad, and now he became as a professor at the University of Hyderabad in Department of History. His specialization, really, it is very interesting, where he is having the specialization in the history of medicine, particularly indigenous medicine, where the particularly these rural areas and the tribal areas. He has done a lot of research on the particular issue, and also he has published more than a dozen of the papers in the national and international reputed journals. He also have done the UGC sponsored, ICSR sponsored projects, more than the 5 projects he has completed, and also he has guided six PhD students, and also they have awarded doctorate and the two MPhils. And he has attended more than the 35 conferences, national and international, and he has chaired that conferences. And it is for his credit. He also got the fellowship from the Welcome Trust travel grant to visit London, UK. That really shows his rich academic career and also his contribution. This is not only related to the subject. He also contributed. He also has written so many articles and published in the journals and the newspapers also about the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and the his philosophy on the different issues, taking the history, the stocks from the history he has taken. He has analyzed very critically current India, related to the current India. That's why we have invited Dr. Professor B. Ishwar Rao. We are very much thankful to you, sir, for accepting our request in spite of his busy schedule. Now he is working on the one ICSR major research project on the indigenous medicines in the tribal area, particularly in the Paderu and Arakku. For that work, he is very busy, but due to our friendship and our request, he has accepted. Sir, really, we are very much thankful to you, sir, for agreeing our invitation and accepted to deliver a lecture on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and ideas of India. This is a very important topic in the current situation, how the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and ideas are relevant to the current modern India for the further development or getting the social justice and the equality among all the segments of the society. I hope all the learners are going to gain some knowledge from his lecture. With these few words, I request Professor B. Ishwar Rao to deliver the talk on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and ideas of India. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your kind introduction, Dr. Krishna Rao ji, and also Dr. Dharma Rao, Senior Director, for inviting me to this talk. And this is a great privilege to talk on Ambedkar, the great Ambedkar. Why I'm saying this? Because I'm a small person. I'm not a completely focused on Ambedkar works. He has extensively worked on Ambedkar. Ambedkar worked extensively, and his theories, his ideas, his philosophy is. It's not possible to summarize in 1 hour or 2 hours. It is a lifelong. I think one can do things. Such a contribution he made. That's why it's a great privilege to me to give this talk on this occasion, on this Mahaparnava Devan's occasion. So, you know, his what is that small biography, right? He's born in Mau village in Madhya Pradesh on April 14th. We celebrate as Ambedkar Vardhanti, and now today is his death anniversary. So this is a great privilege to me to talk on Ambedkar's visions and ideas. Why these Ambedkar visions and ideas? That's what I just wanted to tell you and talk to you. Basically, you can see that there is, you know, after independence, since I am a historian, I just wanted to touch a little bit on history. I'm apart from dealing with what Ambedkar thought or what Ambedkar visions and what Ambedkar ideas about India, India's liberation, India's what is that you can say um, um, for a development, India's political visions, all kinds of things. So, because we know that India got independence in 1947, right? But before that, people contributed. Great personalities are contributed, and I no need to say that Gandhi, Nehru, and all, but we all accept it. But see, when it comes to Ambedkar, his ideas were neglected. His ideas were not taken into consideration. His ideas were not acknowledged properly in academic field. So therefore, I thought it is appropriate to discuss about the Ambedkar visions and ideas of India, because this Ambedkar's vision is not a simple thing, because he is also visualizing, he is also visioned for the welfare of India, for the development of India, for the sake of the people who are oppressed and suppressed by different means. So therefore, the Ambedkar vision is not just a simple vision, but it's you know that India got independence in after 1947 from the British, but that doesn't mean that India completely got the freedom and got the independence. But this independence is nothing valuable until unless we make India as a more inclusive in a sense, and more into we can say that any whatever the ideals and that we all fought for against the British, because Indians fought against the British because we doesn't have the privilege of certain rights that were suppressed, oppressed, cursed by the colonial state. Therefore, our Indian freedom fighters, including Ambedkar, were all trying to address these issues. So that's why the India's independence doesn't mean that only the political freedom, but we also have to have the freedom of the people who are in the at the downtrodden, who are also oppressed by the caste domination. And so therefore he was visualizing that, he was having the vision much more greater than even you can say that uh, Nehru or the Gandhi's ideas are different, but it's not inclusive of all the people, because that's the kind of a criticism that comes when you're reading Ambedkar. You will know that in Ambedkar vision is for inclusive. Ambedkar vision is inclusive because this nation is not inclusive, this country is not inclusive, because all people are not treated equally because of various factors, various forces, social, cultural, religious forces are dividing and also oppressing and separating and excluding these communities. So therefore, we need a nation that should be inclusive. That is the main inclusive, means we can say that is ideas, is motive. So therefore, Ambedkar vision is more into the inclusive idea, inclusive India. Inclusive India means everyone is living physically in this country, but you are not given a full freedom, full equality, means a kind of equality, because completely you are a means degrade, means a highly graded society. So therefore, he was visualizing that, he was thinking about that. So that's what the nation should be. We have to fight for. Nation should provide all this social equality and justice. That should be the motive of it. That's what he was talking about. Even that's why he actively involved in many things. That's why he was also thinking in a different ways in which um, because it's a ways in which that India was found. So because we all thinking that now, so far, we all thinking that India was built or founded with the whose ideas of India, whose ideas of India. That is a question mostly people will ask. What is the Gandhi's idea or Nehru idea or someone's idea, a Golwalkar idea, or who's that ideas? Because their ideas are very, we can say that a different thing. It's not inclusive in some sense. So in that sense, Ambedkar is thinking towards more into the inclusive ideas. Inclusive means everyone should get equal rights, everyone should be treated equally, everyone should be given equal civil rights, everyone should be socially, culturally treated equally, everyone should have access of all public utilities. So that is the kind of what that ideals or visions he was saying. So that is very, very important. It's not just a simple thing, but we will see that what is his idea of equality, what is that idea of inclusiveness, what is his um, ideas of a thought on religion and all, because it's not possible to discuss everything, because he has written extensively more than 20 volumes, and his credit is not in a simple. I think during his contemporary time, the 1940s 50s, he was highly educated. That is the reason why he was given drafting committee chairman. It's not an easy task, but he has given, because he has such a great what is that qualifications, and he has so therefore his ideas are very much. So sometimes it's when he was debating in the Indian Constituent Assembly debates, in debate, some of the ideas may not be possible to put into the constitution, but he was debated outside, discussed outside. He was also written in his own writings. That's why most of these volumes are available online. You can also see those online. So therefore, I just wanted to say that Ambedkar was not a simple person. I think one, we can say that we are all thinking about Gandhi, Nehru, even Marx, who was emancipating this India and all. But even the more than Marx, we can say that in I don't want to equate with the Marx and all, because he's more than that Marx. Because for India, he was more than what is that? You can say that these personalities. So therefore, he was also stressing a new kinds of philosophy, ideas of India. So that's why he was talking about new visions of new world. The Ambedkar vision for a new world. What is that world? The world of social justice of social justice, liberty, equality, and community life for all equally. It should be. So it is it was the main unique philosophy, unique form of religious thinking. That is the kind of things he was um, um, he was he was talking about that. So therefore, he was grounded in this. He's stressing all these issues and talking about all these issues. So that's why it's not easy to summarize in one or two points. So therefore, I just wanted to say that this is what India should be found. This is what India need to be found, because it's not a. So he was also. It's also relevant to talk about his idea of nationalism, his ideas for religion, his ideas of democracy, his ideas of liberty, his ideas of many things that are major. What you can say that at least we are all thinking and discussing all these things because of his writings, his talks, his ideas. So therefore, so the what is that ideas, because it gives an hopes, the visions for new world, social world. So that is the leading in the formation of new world. Symbolizes, it is a symbol. You can say that these are all you can say that symbolically formed and played in a role in even his own writing of Indian Constitution, drafting of Indian Constitution. That itself a symbol of new order. Why Constitution is not a just simple text? Constitution is given a text, given a what is that? We can say that a kind of what is that? Legitimacy to the state to act on based on that. So therefore, Constitution writing, he also contributed extensively in these things. I don't want to give entire constitutional making and all, because there are many debates on that and many concerns about that. But so that's why that he also established new, he was also trying to establish new kinds of order, new kinds of what is that ideas. That is his ideas, ideals and visions. And whether you followed or not, whether you accepted or not, whether you included into the constitution or not is a different thing, but his ideas are very great. His ideas are, it's not, it's complete, means you can say it's not even at 1/10 of his ideas were implemented in this what that and post independent India, the post independent India. So therefore his philosophy, his ideals, his visions and all, it's not a simple thing, simple thing. So I just wanted to talk about certain major important things. Basically, I just wanted to touch one or two things. There's equality, fraternity, liberty, all these come from the French Revolution. He was inspired with that because equality, equality, fraternity, all this fraternity in a sense, equality, liberty, fraternity, because these are the three ideals were propagated in French Revolution, right? With the coming, with the, these all ideals came with the French Revolution, but that was inspired even Ambedkar. Why this? Because Indian society was not liberal. Indian society was exclusive. Indian society was not allowing certain people in the name of caste. So therefore, they are excluding to access certain things. So therefore, it's more, he was talking, emphasizing on the social liberal in a sense, it is a very important. So because you know this, why this social liberal? Because we can say that we can also categorize human, see that that's the kind of Marxist critic saying that Ambedkar was a liberal thinker. He was not like Marx and all, but we cannot equate with Marx, Karl Marx and Ambedkar. Ambedkar was much more um, is higher than what we are all talking about. What is that? Marx understanding of India was different. Marx understanding of India was, maybe we can say that is not properly understood the society that driven by the caste. So, but Ambedkar here is very relevant. So therefore, we can coin it him as a social liberal. In a sense, we can say that he was also emphasizing, even you can say that Ambedkar idea of the state, socialism or social liberal is mostly focusing on the state policies. It's a state policies because it includes the state welfare policy, arguing that the state role in reducing the poverty and compensating are the corresponding condition of social justice. And that is what he was talking about socialism, because socialism is not socialism. He was also talking about socialism is not, doesn't mean that state should control, state should completely control the everything. But he was also saying that it's not just about that, but he was also talking about liberal democratic practices. The liberal democracy is also important here. It's not that with the socialism and all, Indian society can progress. But his socialism, liberalism basically was talking about because liberating from the caste and also give the choice to the people to perform their duties. And that's how these liberal, social democratic, the state socialist, these kind of terms were used by him. So therefore, for which he strongly believed that democracy is in a sense, it's not just only the in a constitution which was given, which is theoretical, but it's also in practice. He was talking about that. So therefore, he was talking about the state role should be very much important. State role should be very much important. Otherwise, basically, he was also saying that because, and one more point I want to talk about that, because most of these people, liberals and other people, because even in the Karl Marx understanding of the private property and all. So basically, even he was also saying that the role of private accumulation of the wealth and particularly through the market, conventional terms, gives us basically, and so these all accumulating the wealth because of exploiting the proletariats and all. That is a kind of Marxist analysis saying that, but that should be controlled by the state. But he was saying in a different thing. We need to have, we by accepting, I think present day, it's very important to say that private parties, markets, even the what we can, he's saying that state, communities are very, very important. He was saying that he was also reinterpreting the state role in this what the accumulating of wealth. It doesn't mean that accumulating the wealth only for individuals, but he was also saying that state role need to be supposed to control things, but all by allowing the market, by allowing the communities to participate liberally and accumulate the wealth. It doesn't mean that giving the communities, some certain communities, certain castes, allowing them to do what is that, allowing them to accumulate property. That is very problematic. But basically was saying that caste is hindering, the caste is not allowing you to do certain people to do activities. So therefore the caste is something is hindering, obstructing not to do certain things. So that's why he was saying that accumulating of the wealth is important, and the state role is also important, the market is also important. But that's the same time, when it comes to the community is, because the community is defining, saying that through the caste is something which is controlling these means of resources. Therefore he was saying that from the householders we have to increase different things. The foundation of Indian economy is from the house itself, that need to be reformed, It's not that because if you want to reform that, you need a state support. A state is something that is very much necessary to decrease these differences and also inequalities that were prevailed within the society. So therefore he was also propagating, means suggesting to say that the kind of Bhikkhu Sangha, what the Buddhist kind of communist society. It's not that the Marxist communist society he was visualizing. So that is the one thing. And the second, you can say that he was also talking about many things. As I said, even he was also saying, he was also inspired, even American Declaration of Independence. He's saying that life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that was one of the important thing for Indian people. So that's why he wanted, because what he's saying, that liberty, life, property, these are all important. But because even Indian society, what happened, there are certain people who are inherently accumulated so much of the property, and the people who are doing this and the kind of work, labor work, was exploited by these people. So therefore there need to be a balance between these, for which state, to limited extent within the democratic framework, state need to work. Otherwise this kind of inequalities, poverty, all these will continue. So that's a great idea. It's not that for Indian situation, Indian condition, this is very, very important. And also he was also propagating the state policy. He was visualizing the state policy. State is need to be very, very important. State need to follow this, arguing that now state is something which is keeping away from doing all the things now, because it's we are all thinking that the liberal state, liberalization, all kinds of things. But the state is very, very important, reducing the poverty and compensating for correcting the condition of social justice. And that is the one of the important thing we need to do. Basically the caste is something that is obstructing these and creating these inequalities. That inequalities can be eradicated only through the the state. That state need to be, for basically was also believing the state social democratic rather than the state socialist. State socialist where the society state is completely controlling it. But here in Indian situation, he was talking about social democrat. So that is the kind of things he was talking about. And I also many things he was talking about. I just wanted to there are many kinds of debates on religious things, and I just don't want to insist on that, because he was also insisting on its religion, because basically was why he also converted on this from Hinduism to religion. It's because he's insisting that dharma is, it's not only the morality but also sacred morality that is not there in that other case. So therefore he was also I just wanted to quote one thing, his own writing, from his own writing, saying that society has to choose one of the three alternatives. Society may choose not to have any dharma as an instrument of government. This means society chooses the road to anarchy. Secondly, the society may choose the police in the dictatorship as an instrument of government. Thirdly, he is saying that a society may choose the dharma plus magistrate wherever the people fail to observe the dharma. In anarchy, the dictatorship liberty is lost. Only in the third liberal liberty survives. Those who want a liberal liberty must therefore have dharma. So the liberty is giving so much of importance. Liberty is become one of his religion. And he is also talking about the why religion is very important, because unlike the Marx and all, he was also giving so much of importance to the religion. Because basically he was also saying that because unlike Marx said religion needs a poison, what is that sorry, opium of the masses, right? But that he is not like that. He was talking about purpose of religion. Is in his quote, the purpose of religion is explain the origin of the world. And he is saying that further the purpose of dharma is to reconstruct the world. He was very clear about his ideas, his philosophies, his vision about um, about about many things. So therefore he was stressing. That's what I'm saying. We are all thinking about Western world developed after 17th century. The great scientific revolution happened, and emphasizing new ways, new thinking in the science. Particularly, even if you are talking about Immanuel Kant and other people, basically they were all discussing about a new enlightened philosophy and all. But Ambedkar is stressing on rationalism in the Buddhism. For him, a person who accepts Buddhism, because he is saying that Buddhism that gives a different turn in his life. So basically, he was saying that therefore he is saying that there is a new need to see new own your Buddhist own rationalism, because rationalism does not have in the existing religion, and Indian religion doesn't have these things. So therefore we was talking about that, so that Indian society can grow. And he's also saying that the role of Brahmanism in creating a condition for exploitation in Indian society, it was again you will misinterpret that Brahmanism doesn't mean that the Brahmanism we are all talking about the Brahmins. It's not about that. He was talking about the Brahmanism maybe in across the communities, those who are practicing the idols of the Brahmanism. So that's why he is saying that this Brahmanism is creating a condition for exploitation in Indian society. It was a regarded to caste, he had very specific suggestions for its eradication and rejection of the Brahminical Hinduism, and also he was extensively written on that. That is why his famous book called Annihilation of the Caste. If you are reading, then you will understand. And basically he was fighting for the rights, and basically was also talking about how to eradicate this caste. And you know these rights to land, separate village come settlement, and these kinds of things. And also he was also talking about intercaste marriage, and this because there are certain kinds of steps he was also propagating for eradication of the system, eradication of annihilation of the caste. Because this annihilation of the caste is not easily possible, but he was also emphasizing, saying that you need to build a new sacred morality, which can give sacred morality, but that does not allow in the existing religion. So therefore he wanted to create a new kinds of morality. That is the kind of what that vision he was talking about. So therefore that through which, when you are following a new morality, new vision, new rationality, you can liberate from that the existing oppressive religious practices and the Brahmanism. So that's why you will liberate from that, and you will also gain, and because you become a human being, at least you will consider to be a human being. And a human being means at least some kind of human entities that can be gained through this. So therefore he was talking about that. And in the society you become considered to be equality. So equality is given, you are recognized, at least you are recognized as a human being, because Indian society doesn't allow to give the recognition to the other lower caste. So therefore his visions for new world, the world of social justice, the world of the liberty, the world of equality, the world of community for all, he founded, which is a unique philosophy, which is a unique form of religious thinking in his thinking. So therefore he was talking about all these things. He was also not just only the, we all thinking that he is not just only the political philosopher and also academic philosophy he was visualizing, but this is a unique form of radicalism that we can see in his thinking, in his writings. So he is also different worldview who has visualized. He has visualized. He was also idealized. So this is more practical than, it's also more applicable to the Indian society and Indian caste-ridden society and all, through different efforts, different means through which he was all talking about. So therefore he was also emphasizing an idea of inequality, and I was also in different ways in emphasizing and giving importance of political equality, because he's in believing that the one person one vote, all kinds of things he was also propagating, saying that. So that's why Ambedkar efforts culminated many kinds of policy level, like a reservation and other things. I don't want to give anything, but historically marginalized communities, particularly Dalits, who are marginalized because of the caste oppression and all. So therefore social equality was also giving so much of importance, recognizing the social hierarchies and prejudice based on caste, gender, religion. This was perpetuating the discrimination, denied individual rights, fundamental rights, and not even considered to be. So therefore, not even considered to be human being. So that is because these are all caste, with the caste is perpetuating and also continuing, you can say that inherent inequalities that embodied within the caste system, and therefore this need to be abolished. He was arguing that eradication of caste based discrimination was crucial for realization of social inequality, equality and justice. That is a very radical thing, who was I think no one talk about that. And through which economic inequality, disparity, and also political inequality, all kinds of things can be eradicated, because that allows you to participate, even, and because that allow you to equal distribution of the resources, particularly the land and other, and which is very central for even caste discrimination, caste practices. So therefore, through which equal opportunities in employment, eradication of poverty, all this can be possible. This economic empowerment was possible. Only thing is, and the prerequisite for was social and political inequality. It doesn't mean that you give the vote to people who was given a vote to right, and everyone is equal, given equally what that universal franchise. But that doesn't mean that you are equal. That doesn't mean that you are empowered. That doesn't mean that you are economically empowered. But socially, when the socially you are empowered, when society is equally recognizing as a Dalits or other caste oppression, or the women, or the other, you can say that Dalits, and then only this can be achieved. So therefore, his vision of economic inequality is bridging the gap between the rich and poor, and also ensuring that everyone had to access the basic necessities and also opportunities for advancement. He recognized that basic opportunities were not given to these Dalits in the name of the caste and thing. So therefore, his theoretical contribution is something much is more than what the ideals. And because he was establishing the, you can say that he was also establishing the idea, saying that it's not that political freedom, political liberty, political rights you are given, but at the same time, you also have to give the other equal social equality. This equality is not valid, means political equality is invalid until unless you give the social inequality. So that's what he was talking about, and things. And the equal, so that was, there are many things, and that was a part of his struggles, his what that even his writings, even his part of things. I will give you one important statement he stated. The political democracy, he was saying that it's a very, very important thing. I just wanted to quote from his writings, saying that political democracy, in his own quote, Ambedkar stated that the political democracy cannot last unless there lies at the basis of its social democracy. Social democracy. He was emphasizing on that social justice and equality for all the people, all the things. So that's why he was talking about. He was also talking about women's rights, gender equality, all the things. That's the reason why when Hindu Code Bill was introduced, and he was a very important, pivotal role played in what that kind of Hindu forming the Indian Hindu Code Bill, but which aimed to reform the Hindu personal laws and grant the women equal rights in matters of religion, divorce, and property. But that was because debatable, and there are many things that were. That is the kind of ideals he was talking about. Even in the political representation, and he was also talking about inclusive representation and inclusive of the oppressed, even oppressed groups, and because those were suppressed, means oppressed in the decision making, that gives a different what is that decision. So therefore, these oppressed communities um, need to be part of these decision making. So the political representation should be given to the people who are oppressed, who are suppressed by the upper caste and other, so Brahminical caste and all. So therefore, these marginalized communities need to be given fair opportunity to participate in the political sphere and influence the policies that affect their lives and all. So that is the kind of thing. And as I said, the inequality, economic inequality, social justice, that I've already talked. And why this? I just wanted to summarize one thing. So why this Ambedkar vision is very much important, relevant today, because relevant today in this world, in this situation, in this contemporary world, because Ambedkar ideas on equality eradicate in different differences that beyond the Indian borders, right? Because everywhere you were at all discussing about that. their discrimination, inequality, and all. He was talking about that. He was talking about substantive inequality, social justice, inclusive governance. That's what he was propagating. That's what his ideals, visions, and the social so in different contexts, he was continues to inspire the activists, scholars worldwide pursuing the equality and justice. So therefore, Ambedkar's vision remains highly relevant in even the contemporary Indian society, because if you want to progress, if you want to progress further, the society, caste society into further, we need to, because you need to eradicate the caste. That's why he is saying that though we are progressing, the Indian, these people were the Dalits and other were progressing, but the caste discrimination, caste-based discrimination, social injustice is continuously persisting. So therefore, his ideas continue to inspire for the movements for the social justice, empowering the Dalit communities, and also implementing various kinds of policies. That is what is the most of these Dalit movements and anti-caste movements inspired his ideas, inspired these ideas, and stroking these ideas and promoting the inequality and inclusive ideas. So therefore, it's creating an historically oppressed groups an opportunity to fight against these social justice. He is providing a broadly theoretical base for whatever the discrimination, whatever the caste oppression that was made more than 2,000 years of these on these communities are challenged through his what is that theoretical understanding of Indian society, Indian religion, Indian, what is that Indian religion? You can say that Hinduism as a Brahminical social order, and so that is the where he was. His vision is very much important. It's not that only he was talking about Dalits and all, but he was also talking about Adivasis. He was also talking about women. He was also talking about minorities, many things. But I see we have to see that. So therefore, this vision is addressing different what is that addressing different issues and promoting social inclusivity and ensuring equal opportunities for all, and that become and this become ideal for the governments, civil society, organizations, individuals who are doing a work on that. So that gives an a vision, that gives an ideals to implement implement the policies and programs to
I think,
uphold the Ambedkar,
excuse,
which is
hello,
very crucial for
yes, am I
Indian
audible, sir? Am I
society.
audible?
Yeah,
Dr.
yes.
Saujanya, we will take the questions after some
No,
time.
no, that's
Please
okay. I'm
let
done.
him,
I'm done. You can
let him
ask
complete.
anything. Uh.
No, Professor Ishwar Rauji completed. Hello.
Krishna Ravji, I've done it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very
Yeah,
much for your elaborate and lucid and informative talk on the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and ideas of India. You have very clearly and also touched the relevant points of where Dr. Babasaheb B.R. Ambedkar has also focused on that. Particularly, I remember when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was handovering the constitution. At the time, he has mentioned very clearly. Now we are
yeah,
entering into the political equality, but we are having the contradictions in the social and economical sphere. Political equality means one man, one vote, one value. Whereas we are having the disparities and discrimination in the social strata as well as the economical strata, where some of them are having the properties, where some people are discriminated, even in that where Professor Ishwar Rao very relevantly mentioned the liberal democratism, and also socialism, the thoughts of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, where the state should play a crucial role to bring the equality. But nowadays, after the liberalization of the globalization, where the state is not taking the much role in the development process, where inclusive growth, it is a very important one, social inclusiveness and the economical inclusiveness, that is a very relevant point, where all the segments of the society, those who are discriminated, those who are not included, the really everyone should get the rights as per our Indian constitution. Some of them have been deprived, some of them are not given even equality, and their equal rights also denied. That is the very relevant one. Very importantly, every academic fraternity should discuss. Then we have to come and we have to suggest for the proper means making the egalitarian society to the government. That is the really Professor Ishwar, we have touched very important topics that I hope it inculcate the young minds. These are the college students who are presented. They also understood the real vision and thoughts of the great Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now I request any questions, because of we are having our colleagues, regional directors and assistant regional directors, deputy directors from the different regional centers, and also young students from the degree college. If anyone is having the
Someone is asking
points
that,
to discuss, I think Professor Dr. Saujanya, she is the deputy director from the Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center, Hyderabad. Of course, she is also our senior at the University of Hyderabad, and I think Dr. Professor Ishwar Rao and the Saujanya both were the same batch. Now I request Dr. Saujanya, please.
Thank you, Dr. Kishore Rao garu. Thank you, and I also thank Professor Ishwar Rao garu for that kind of summary presentation of the constitutional assurances and the fundamental rights assured to the Indian citizens, focus on the marginalized. That is why the Constitution of India is defined as a legal document. It's a moral document. It's a philosophical document. At all levels,
Yeah, you're true.
the Constitution gets justified. For me, in my understanding, being that as a moral document, the state and the agency should have the moral values to implement that moral document. That is primarily through the forces through electoral force. Now, coming to the aspect of consolidation of the marginalized for power. Now, what is happening with the state is it is consolidating the marginalized not for the purpose of an inclusiveness, but for consolidation for the sake of power. And I don't want to spell out the example right now. One has to be very careful. The marginalized section has to be very careful in this aspect. When consolidation is happening from the marginalized, it is the power for the other side and not for the power for the inclusiveness. And property aspect, I want to tell you, because when I was doing my research in Shankaran, S.R. Shankaran, I brought out all these aspects for discussion. And I have presented that in most of my articles. Ambedkar never had an idea, was never willing. He was so unwilling to talk about the private property. He wanted a distributive justice. He wanted the resources of the state to be distributed. What we call now as a Rawls theory of distributive justice. That is why, after the emergency, the state used Ambedkar's idea so extensively that there was land reforms, land delineation was controlled, all the 20-point programs came in. Precisely for this reason, that the marginalized want the state back into action. We don't want to give away the state. We want to bring the state back into action. So this perspective has to be learnt by all our Dalit fraternities, whether they are in power or acquiring for power, aspiring for power. There should be the consolidated idea of access for liberation. Access for liberation. Are we getting liberated? Are we just giving power to the other side? As Dr. Krishna Rao told, one man, one vote, democracy. Then the liberal democracy ideas have to get implemented within us. Then only the constitution as a moral document, the idea of a pluralistic society, the idea of all inclusiveness comes into a greater feeling among the marginalized and gets a confidence and rethinking the whole idea of access for liberation. I think I should stop and give chance for the younger generation to talk about, because I also raised this question when I was there recently at Loyola College, where hundreds of students were attending along with the IAS officers.
Your voice is
That
stuck
was
in
some occasion. So I think I thank Ishwar Rao for this, because it's been quite some time I desire to listen to you. But now I got the opportunity because Constitution of India is very dear to my heart, especially the preamble of the Constitution. The idea of we the people have given that kind of a people's constitution. And Ambedkar is a giant thinker, a great scholar.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Dr.
It's not
Saujanya ji.
audible, ma'am. I don't know. Some
No, Professor Iswan, you are audible only. Thank you, Dr. Saujanya ji, for your comments and the feedback. Professor Ishwar Rao, would you like to comment or add some points to that?
No, it's okay. She has expressed her opinion. I'm not nothing to do much. So let her.
Okay. Now I request.
If any questions are there, then I will.
That's what I request Dr. Rajarao sir, who is the retired senior regional director, who contributed a lot, and also who has studied and written extensive on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now I request Dr. Rajarao sir.
Okay.
Sir, Rajarao sir. Otherwise, I request Dr. Seshkumar.
Hello.
Sir, Rajarao sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Krishna Rao, for this opportunity. I'm very happy to join very late in this webinar. I congratulate IGNOU Regional Center Visakhapatnam for their wonderful activities and continue to organize this type of programs in memory of great leader, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And I agree with Dr. Saujanya and Dr. Ishwar for their wonderful presentations. And I wish you all the best. And there is a lot of scope to do a lot of things nowadays. And with the help of technology, we can reach larger sections and new areas and new people. And my best wishes. And now, whether people accept it or not, the time has come for the greater acceptance of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's ideology in the present day world. The time has come. And everybody is accepting, even though some may not like it, but everybody is forced to accept the ideology.
No, even if they are not accepting in future, they have to accept.
Yes.
Yeah. Even if they are not accepting right now, they have to accept in future.
They have to accept it. They have to accept.
They have
It
no
is an
choice.
electoral
They
strategy.
have no choice.
They have to
Accept it.
accept. The beggars have to
There is no
accept
other
because of an
alternative.
electoral
This is the only
strategy.
alternative.
Not if they are going to be implemented
Yeah, yeah.
in spirit and truth. Okay, they have to. They will bring statues
Yeah, yeah, that is
because
true.
that is showing that we are liking. They have to do it. That is that electoral strategy. But
Yeah,
to
yeah.
materialize, to bring an inclusiveness, okay, that is another aspect
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a strategy for a fight. One has to be very wise, whether at the institutional level or at the political ground level. We should not be hypocrites and cowards. Otherwise, we
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be humiliating Ambedkar.
Yeah, you are true.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
any young students, any doubts? Sir, thank you, sir. Dr. Rajarao, sir, is the founder.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you. If any doubts, any clarification. Otherwise, Jansi, would you like to ask anything? తెలుగులో అయినా కానీ మాట్లాడచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
No, sir. No, sir.
పిల్లలు ఎవరైనా కానీ తెలుగులో అయినా అడగచ్చు. ప్రొఫెసర్ ఈశ్వరరావు ఈజ్ ఎ తెలుగు పర్సన్ ఓన్లీ. ఎవరైనా కానీ తెలుగులో మాట్లాడచ్చు. ఓకే, ఎనీహౌ ఐ టేక్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు conclude and express my heartfelt thanks to Professor Ishwar Rao ji on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University Regional Center Visakhapatnam, and on behalf of the study centers, on behalf of all the participants, students, particularly young students, degree students from the government degree women's college. Thanks to all the students and also Professor Ishwar Rao. Thanks for your valuable time and delivering the very useful and relevant talk on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision and ideas of India. Really, it is inculcate to the young minds, and they will take at least they will start reading of the B.R. Ambedkar's philosophy and the ideas. And we also thank all the my colleagues from the different regional centers, Dr. Saujanya from the regional center of Hyderabad, Dr. Sesh Kumar from the regional center Goa, and our beloved and the founder, regional director of this RC Visakhapatnam, Dr. Rajarao sir, and also our study center coordinators, Dr. Srinivas from the Kakinada, another Dr. Srinivas from the Yeluru, and Dr. Sirisha from the government women's college, Visakhapatnam. Really, we are very much thankful to you, the madam, Dr. Sirisha, encouraging your students and ask them to join in this webinar. And also we thank all other our regional center staff and other participants for your valuable time and attending this webinar. Make a great success. Thank you everyone. This lecture we are going to upload in our RC Visakhapatnam YouTube channel. If any other your friends want to watch it also later, they can watch. Thank you everyone. We are closing this.
Thank you, Dr. Krishna Rao's very smart analysis. You have become too smart these days. I'm happy for
Thank you.
Okay, but
Thank you.
you must be in spirit and truth, not just for the sake of API score. Not for that. Okay. Otherwise, we will be humiliating our own self. Very good. Keep it up.